recovered a fumble at the 45. Play action fake, guns one. It is caught. Touchdown, Spartans. The middle, he's got her hit a scheme. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bixby. Rolls to his right to pressure as he throws. It's picked off. Interception. It's over. Bixby is the state champion in 6A Division II in Oklahoma.
Hi, everyone, and welcome into the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, which is sponsored by Midwest Sporting Goods. And Lauren, this week on the road at Ponca City, district game, another homecoming, although now this time you're there and you kind of have to wait around a little bit to get things started.
Yeah, Ponca had a great crowd. What they've done with their stadium over there has been amazing, and it'd been our first true road test, a 2-hour road trip, and so I thought it was good for our kids to have to learn how to focus in when you go on the road. When you get dressed, you tape, you're in a locker room that's not necessarily the nicest conditions, and I thought our kids responded really, really well and came out and were ready to play.
A little choppy, a lot of penalties in the game?
Yes, it was hard to really get into a flow. We had a whole lot of penalty calls, some of them warranted, some of them maybe a little bit questionable, but anytime you have that many penalties, that many things called back, it's really tough to get into a flow. Although our offense, I felt like scored every time we touched the ball, with the exception of maybe once or twice, it's still, we didn't have as much of an explosive feel as we might normally have.
All right, Spartans get the win on the road. We'll get the highlights coming up. Right now, let's look at our practice player of the week.
Yeah, two guys giving us a great look. One of them went out as a captain. We send a practice player of the week, out as captain each week. Jordan Reagan. He's a young junior that's starting at corner, just really coming on, doing a good job. Fits in really well in our defensive backfield. And then also another defensive back, safety Noah Jones, a young sophomore who's doing a fine job on the other side of the ball. He's an extremely hard worker, dedicated kid, and so we're very happy with the work that those guys are putting in.
Chick-fil-A sponsors our practice players of the week. We have first half highlights. Spartans at Ponca City when we come back.
The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods. Put some Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes. Improving quality of life, one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love for the game. Now in Orthodontics. Live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design. Find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics. Building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group. Our service is unequaled. Western Sun Federal Credit Union. TTCU, the credit union. Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford. Fleming Construction. Tulsa Bone and Joint. Roofscapes. And by Baker Pools.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
I've been a proud patient of Dr. Ryan Nallens for the past 5 years with my kids. He really only treats when it's time and he's ready. We came back later and he put braces on my son, who just got them off last week. His teeth look amazing.
Now in orthodontics, we're different. I think the first thing you notice when you walk in the door is going to be an energy and enthusiasm and of a team that really loves what we do, and we like to have fun every day.
What's really been great about Mazda through the years is that they're not afraid to take risks. They will build a car that is more fun to drive. They'll build a car that has better styling. They're partially artists and they're partially race car drivers. We're excited to sell a new Mazda because it simply means that we know that that client got a really great vehicle.
Welcome back. Spartans on the road at Ponca City against the Ponca City Wildcats. And Scott Harmon had come in and kind of breathed some new life into the program.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job. Their schemes, their sound, their kids are playing hard. They've been in nearly every ball game that they've had. And so Coach Harmon's done a really good job. And I think, like you said, he'll do really good things up at Ponca City. All
right, so the Wildcats feeling pretty good about themselves, taking on the Spartans. Let's take a look at the first half highlights as Bixby there for homecoming at Sullen Stadium.
Coming out, we get the opening kickoff, and you'll see Clayton Barber does a good job. Our kickoff return team has been doing a good job all year. We got some real talented returners and gets us the ball in midfield to start the game, and so we're excited about that. Come out throwing a lot of wide receiver quick screens. That one right there is to Clayton Barber. He's getting good blocking out on the edge by several of the other wide receivers, Cade Cavender, and then right here we complete another pass to Barber out here with a little flood route, and Barber does a good job of sticking his foot in the ground and getting vertical. Then the wide receiver screen out here on the edge to Brendan Presley. Brendan loses his footing. I pretty much thought he was going to be gone with that one right here, and we hand the inside zone off right here to Braden Roller. Braden Roller having a really good night. And then the quick wide receiver screen out here to Trevin Holt. Trevin's just doing a lot of good things for us, from deep snapping to safety to wide receiver, and then Braden Roller punches it in on the counter play right there. Our defense coming out, just being physical. You'll see Ethan Hall, Noah West, Cade Cavender all in on that. Noah West right here with a great play. Squeezes the base block all the way down inside. Brendan Presley right there with a corner blitz, ends up getting the sack. First sack for the year. Mason Williams dropping back, scrambling. Ponca covers us up, and Mason does a good job of picking up the first down and getting out of bounds without getting hit. Right here, we throw another little pick route or wide receiver route behind the line of scrimmage to Brendan Presley. Brendan does a nice job of making something happen with his feet and picking up some extra yards. And then here on the counter play, once again, Braden Roller does a nice job of punching that thing in. We got our defense back out here, getting good pressure on the quarterback. Ryan Kerr makes an excellent play right there on the screen. We had an all-out blitz, and he does a good job of staying after that tailback and shutting that down. Lots of white hats are around the ball, and that's what we're wanting. A lot of guys rallying, getting around the ball. Brendan Presley right there showing off his great strength, dragging a couple guys. Good protection right here. Protection holds up quite a while. Dalton Perry, Lawrence Bride, all those guys inside allows Mason to sit back and hits Cade Cavender down the sidelines right there. And then Mason drops back right here and throws a seam ball. A little underthrown, but Brendan does a nice job making a miraculous catch. And then young Braylon Presley on the inside zone punches that thing in. Braylon, a young freshman, getting some good time, adding a nice 1-2 punch with Braden Roller as well. See that defense out. Brody Sarton, our leading tackler, in on a lot of tackles, just doing some good stuff. And then right here, Clayton Barber fields a punt, and Clayton ran a couple back last year and is just really talented in the kick and punt return game. We've got some good guys back there. Once again, we throw another little screen pass out to Trevin Holt. Trevin doing a good job of getting some blocking by Cade Cavender out on the edge. He had the stretch play right here behind Noah West and Kobe Williams to Braylon Presley, and Braylon doing a nice job showing his quickness, picking up some positive yards. Ethan Hall right here folding in from the outside linebacker position on a nice tackle right there. Cade Cavender, that's pretty special when you see a safety have a tackle for a loss, but Cade does a good job triggering. Bet Noah West would like to have that one back, almost picks off that screen pass. And then right here, we hit Cade Cavender on the out route, and Cade doing a nice job of sticking his foot in the ground, making one guy miss, and then running through a couple of tackles as well. Bonehead call right here by Coach Montgomery. I call the 2-point play the speed option, and they got a whole bunch of guys sitting on it. But sometimes athletes just make plays, and that takes us into halftime with a 29-3 lead, Mark.
All right. Thought you had that drawn up like that. 29-3 halftime. We have second half coming up next.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love in the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
My dad's always saying a little extra effort now will really pay off later. Here's how you can put in just a little extra effort and help out our schools in a big way. Just switch your checking account to TTCU. It's easy. You get $150 just for switching. And every time you use your school pride card, TTCU donates to our schools. So far, over $1 million. They're the only ones doing that. So make the switch to TTCU and be the person who's making a difference for our schools.
We're back here on the Bixby Spartan Football Coaches Show, which is sponsored by Midwest Sporting Goods. And at halftime, Spartans are up big. However, first half, we talked about it, a little choppy with the penalties. How important is it for you to really keep everybody focused in on the task at hand when things are a little choppy?
I think it's everything. I think some people had asked why maybe I wasn't giving the officials a more difficult time, and I think if I'm out there making a big stink about flags or whatnot, the kids feed off that, and they're not focused on what they need to. And in football, you have a mental checklist every single play that you got to go through, and so it's absolutely critical for those guys to be focused.
All right, Spartans get focused second half as they put up 29 the first half. Let's take a look at the second half highlights. They're at Ponca City at Sullivan Stadium.
Yeah, and then defense comes back out here, and you see Big Noah West doing such a good job of ripping the ball loose right there, creating takeaways, and that's just so important that our defense has that mentality. Ryan Kerr from his linebacker position doing a nice job. There's Noah West, again from his outside linebacker position. Good to see him running around being healthy. He selflessly jumped over and is playing some offensive tackle for us, doing a good job. Here's Braylon Presley right here, and kind of a special deal. You'll see Brennan running by him right there to pick up a block and block for his little brother, and that's also bragging rights. Brennan's pretty touchy about being faster than Braylon. They get in a lot of arguments. So proud of those guys. It was a great kickoff return right there. Like I mentioned before, we get a lot of good guys. Ryan Kerr in on a great tackle there. You'll see defense with great pressure. Noah West in on another big tackle from his outside linebacker position. It's tough to get the edge with Ethan Hall and Noah West out there. Pretty good football players, guys that love playing football. Cade Cavender with a violent hit on their quarterback right there, and then forcing that interception. Hayden Haynes picked up the interception, and Hayden was pretty excited about that. I was glad for senior defensive lineman getting that. That's kind of the lineman's dream. Come back here, we run the tunnel screen to Brennan Presley. Brennan doing a nice job of getting in behind blocks of Ryan Kerr there, and then Mason right here scrambling, taking a big shot and popping right back up. Mason's such a tough kid at quarterback, our player of the week. And then we hit the wide receiver screen right out here to Cade Cavender in behind a big block to Ethan Hall. Ethan doing a good job from his tight end position, picking up some big blocks. You'll see us rally right there. Cade Cavender in on the tackle from the safety position. Another tackle for a loss, Clayton Barber. Brody Sarton, you'll see both in on that tackle. A lot of Bixby Spartans in on those tackles, and that's so important. Trigger right there, a great tackle for a loss by the defense. You'll see Ethan squeezing the counter block down right there, making a big play, and then Ethan right here with a great block on their outside linebacker. We hand the stretch play off to Braden Roller. Braden doing a good job of bending it back, picking up first down yardage right there. Then we run the zone read play right here up inside. That's Braylon Presley doing a nice job with a physical run, keeping his feet churning as well. And then back to Braden Roller, kind of a 1-2 punch, as I mentioned before, running the stretch play off the front side, picking up positive yardage, and then Braylon hits the old Madden button right here and gets into the end zone on the counter play, doing a nice job finishing off a great drive in the second half. You'll notice right there, Trevin Holt from his safety position really looking good on the trigger right there. Bryce Plogger, one of our defensive linemen, pursuing right there. Great pursuit by that defense. Right here, got some of the young guys in. Hudson Guyver on the inside zone play, and then Corbin Steele at quarterback right here, running the zone read, pulls it down, shows off some of his great speed, and takes it 57 yards for the touchdown, calling his own number there on the zone read. What a great play. Corbin's a good one on both sides of the ball, expecting big things out of him, and that takes us to a final score of 57-20. And Mark, taking a look at stats, we have 14 first downs to Ponca City 6, 484 total yards of offense to Ponca City's 221. We had 314 yards through the air. Ponca had a couple big pass plays for 121 yards. Rushing, we had 170 through the air, or on the ground, to Ponca's 100. Big night in the penalty category. We had 17 for 200 yards. Like to have some of those back, and they had 9 for 105. We turned the ball over twice to Ponca City's once, something that we want to work real hard to get cleaned up and fixed. Mason Williams was 22 of 28 passing for 314 yards and 2 touchdowns. Braden Roller, reading all rushers, had 11 totes for 57 yards. Corbin Steele had 2 totes for 55. Braylon Presley had 4 carries for 37 yards. Receivers had a big night. Brennan Presley, 11 catches for 117 yards. Clayton Barber, 4 receptions for 71. Cade Cavender, 2 for 43. Trevin Holt, 3 for 26. And Ethan Hall, 1 for 36. On the defensive side of the ball, Brody Sarton with 12 tackles. Cade Cavender with 10, 1 tackle for a loss, a forced fumble. Ryan Kerr, 8 tackles. Ethan Hall, 5 tackles, 2 of those tackles for a loss. So all in all, some really good stats. The big ones we got to clean up are the turnovers and the penalties on our end, Mark.
And our final stats brought to you by Primo Mitsubishi. So next up, it's the Bartlesville Bruins in town, a team that you're not sure really what you're going to get. I know they can score some points.
Yeah, very talented. Coach Blankenship, Lee Blankenship, moved up, and he's got them playing really hard. They're very sound in their schemes, and so we're expecting a tough ball game for sure.
All right, 7 o'clock coming up. We're going to have our Player of the Week, Mason Williams, when the show continues.
For most buyers nowadays, energy efficiency is one of the top things on their list. At Roush Coleman, it's a top priority for us, and our customers are able to live in one of the most energy efficient new homes built. As a result of that, you're going to see that those utility bills are less than anything else you're going to see with a used home or an apartment that you live in.
Well, it's been a busy day of college football. Let's get caught up on the action. First up, Alabama. This play right here shows what eating chicken will do for you. Lots of broken tackles here. It's the chicken.
No idea what you're talking about.
Joey Galloway is here with chicken predictions.
My what?
Touchdown chicken.
Okay, are we filming right now?
Chicken, 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 chicken.
What is going on?
I don't know. Oh, that was weird.
New management.
Start your game day with the new Hash Brown Scramble Bowl from Chick-fil-A.
My dad's always saying a little extra effort now will really pay off later. Here's how you can put in just a little extra effort and help out our schools in a big way. Just switch your checking account to TTCU. It's easy. You get $150 just for switching. And every time you use your school pride card, TTCU donates to our schools. So far, over $1 million. They're the only ones doing that. So make the switch to TTCU and be the person who's making a difference for our schools.
Welcome back, and it's time for a Now in Orthodontics Player of the Week. And we have sophomore quarterback Mason Williams on the show. Mason, good to have you here, man.
Hello, thank you.
All right, let's talk about your season so far. You take the job, start out the season, and how did you kind of talk about your progress?
I would say I've been doing pretty good so far. I'm satisfied. I think we've been doing good. Got a lot of confidence and more confidence going into every week.
All right, this last game, 22 out of 28. I think your numbers have just kind of increased as time has gone along. Talk about the comfort level you get into throwing the ball and working within the offense.
Yes, sir. Like I said, every week I get more comfortable throwing the ball. Coming into this game, I was expecting, a higher completion percentage. I thought I did pretty good. Got a good win, so overall I'm pretty happy.
All right, and running the football, you're a quick kid. You have a good speed to the outside, and as you've gotten to this little bit higher level, do you still feel quite as fast? Every once in a while, you run into somebody as quick.
It's definitely changed a lot going from INFC to high school football because people are just as fast as you, maybe even faster. So it's a lot harder to scramble and get out of the pocket. But yeah, I think I'm still pretty quick.
All right, baseball-wise, you played baseball all the way growing up. If you had to choose between baseball or football, are they pretty much equal as much the interest level?
I would have to say I would go with football. I liked football since a long time, but I've played baseball a little longer. And football is probably definitely my favorite one.
All right, now when did you start playing football?
I started playing football in second grade, played for Bixby Blue. Just played quarterback ever since then.
Okay. Your receivers, your talent level that you get to work with, talk about those guys.
They're definitely good people to have, good wide receiver core group. I could definitely trust them. They've definitely helped me make big plays, do what I've been able to do.
All right, well, you got big things in front of you, Mason, and it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, Mason Williams, sophomore quarterback, and our Now in Orthodontics Player of the Week. We're going to talk about youth football coming up here on the show.
Your home from the very start is on a very, very tight schedule. And what that ensures is that something's being done on your home every day. Quality is what our reputation is based on. It's the quality that people expect to get when they buy a home. It's the quality they expect to get when they're making the largest purchase of their life.
At Raising Cane's, we're all about quality. We mix cane sauce in our restaurants every day. And our chicken is hand battered and cooked to order. Our Texas toast is grilled with just the right amount of butter and garlic. And our lemonade is always freshly squeezed.
Love the window.
And why do we do all this? Because it makes a difference. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
My dad's always saying a little extra effort now will really pay off later. Here's how you can put in just a little extra effort and help out our schools in a big way. Just switch your checking account to TTCU. It's easy. You get $150 just for switching. And every time you use your school pride card, TTCU donates to our schools. So far, over $1 million. They're the only ones doing that. So make the switch to TTCU and be the person who's making a difference for our schools.
Welcome back to the show, and it's time for our Midwest Sporting Goods Youth Team of the Week, and we take it up a notch. We head to school ball, 8th grade. Mike Rogers, head coach of the Spartans 8th graders. Good to have you on the show today.
Thanks, sir.
Well, let's talk about overall your program and offensively some of the key contributors you have.
Well, our quarterback is Connor Kirby. He's done a really good job for us this year. And we have two running backs that split a lot of time, Troy Bird and Mason Midash, and they've both done a really nice job for us this year. They play hard. Our offensive line, that we have a young man named Dylan Davis, and we're really excited about some of the work that he's going to do for us.
All right, now on the defensive side of the ball, some of the kids that are really making a name for themselves.
We're really excited about Chase Wilson. He's a nose guard. We have a young man who's moved in, Jacob Snyder. He's going to win a lot of ball games for us in the future with our high school, and hope that he's going to be a state champion wrestler as well.
All right. Now, 8th grade, first time that these kids are playing school ball, and let's kind of go through the process of you getting these kids ready to move on to the next grades.
Well, we let them know, hey, we want to win ball games. We want to lay the foundation for a good next 5 years in our program, but we really preach that we want to have this be a fun experience. We want to do everything we can to get them to our high school program. We believe we're going to build the most successful program and the best experience in 6A, then it's our responsibility to start right now in 8th grade.
You've been around Bixby football a long time.
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of family tradition. You might just talk about that just a little bit.
My grandpa was the head coach here in the 1950s when he returned from the Korean War. And he was here before he went on to Jinx and then coached at the Oklahoma Military Academy. My father, Rick, was the head coach here for 8 or 9 years. He was the head coach here before Coach McGrew and then Coach Montgomery. And then this is my 23rd year, I believe, back here at the program.
Outstanding. Great to have you on the show, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach Rogers, 8th grade coach, and that'll do it for the show. And we've got high school football coming up this Friday night at home, Spartan Stadium, Lee Snyder Field, as the Bartlesville Bruins will be in town at 7 o'clock. We'll see you next time.
The Bixby Football Coaches Show is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. Primo Mitsubishi, where the value always exceeds price. Midwest Sporting Goods puts the Midwest best on you. Roush Coleman Homes, improving quality of life one home at a time. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love for the game. Now in Orthodontics, live life smiling. Hot Coffee Design, find us at hotcoffeedesign.com. Advanced Plastics, building partnerships through willingness, versatility, and knowledge. Car Country by Nelson, where you'll be treated like a superstar. Billings Construction Group, our service is unequal. Western Sun Federal Credit Union, TTCU, the credit union, Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Patrick Alford. Matthews Ford, Fleming Construction, Tulsa Bone and Joint, Roofscapes, and by Baker Pools.